All right, tonight we are diving into an absolute thriller. We're talking about the Milwaukee Bucks pulling off a huge comeback win against the Miami Heat, 128-117. And trust me, this was not just another game on the schedule. This was a story about pure resilience, crazy momentum swings, and, well, one player just deciding to take over. You know, it's pretty much the ultimate question in sports, right? When the pressure is cranked all the way up, when you're trailing in the fourth quarter, who do you give the ball to? Well, this game gave us one heck of an answer. Let's get into how it all went down. So, right from the opening tip, this thing was a heavyweight fight. Seriously, neither team was willing to give an inch. It felt like every single basket was answered with an immediate response on the other end. Just look at how this thing started. After a pretty quiet game before this, Kuzma came out absolutely on fire for the Bucks, dropping 9 of their first 11 points all by himself. But, you know, not to be outdone, the Heat's Powell was right there with him, matching that energy with 6 straight points of his own. That's really how the entire first half felt, just a constant back and forth. Despite a few runs from both sides, including a pretty solid 14-2 burst from Miami at one point, neither team could build any real breathing room. So as they headed into the locker room, the Bucks were just barely clinging to a 5-point lead. The stage was perfectly set for a super dramatic second half. And a dramatic second half is exactly what we got. Coming out of the break, that delicate balance of momentum just started to swing wildly. And for a little while there, it looked like it was swinging entirely in Miami's favor. I mean, look at how fast things were changing. The Heat storm out with a 7-0 run to immediately take the lead. So what do the Bucks do? They punch right back with an 8-2 run of their own. But by the time the third quarter was over, Miami had landed the last blow, and they were heading into the final frame with the lead. And they kept going. Early in the fourth, the Heat kept their foot on the gas and actually pushed their lead all the way up to 9 points. This was their biggest lead of the entire night, and it came at the worst possible time for Milwaukee. This was it. This was the moment of truth. And that is when one player answered the call. With the game starting to slip away, Kevin Porter Jr. basically decided it was his time to put the entire team on his back. Now, he didn't do it alone at first. The comeback really started as a team effort. Trailing by those 9 points, the Bucks got 3 enormous threes from AJ Green, Bobby Portis, and Ousmane Dieng on 3 straight possessions. And just like that, they clawed their way back in front, setting the stage for the single biggest moment of the game. What happened next can really only be described, as our source material puts it perfectly, as the biggest shot of the night. And oh man, it was an absolute heartbreaker for Miami. Okay, so here's how it went down. Kevin Porter Jr. pulls up for this tough, contested fall-away three-pointer. It splashes right through the net. But as he's releasing the ball, you hear the whistle. He got fouled on the play. He calmly steps up to the line and sinks the free throw. So the crucial point here is, this wasn't just any basket. This is what's called a 4-point play. It's one of the rarest, most electrifying plays in basketball, and you could literally feel it change the energy of the entire building. Just like that, the Bucks were up by 2. That one spectacular play, well, that was the spark that ignited an absolute firestorm. The Bucks didn't just take the lead back, they decided to end the game right then and there. So that unbelievable 4-point play kicked off a massive 10-0 run for Milwaukee. What was a 9-point deficit just a few minutes earlier had suddenly turned into a comfortable Bucks lead, and the Heat were just completely stunned. And with the lead in hand, the defense just slammed the door shut. This wasn't just about scoring anymore. It was about getting stops when it counted the most. And how dominant were they? Get this. For the final 6 minutes and 34 seconds of the game, the Bucks defense held the Miami Heat without a single made basket. That is just an absolutely suffocating performance to close out a game. So when that final buzzer finally sounded, the incredible comeback was complete. The Bucks walked away with a tough, hard-earned 128-117 victory, all fueled by that breathtaking fourth quarter turnaround. So let's circle all the way back to the man of the hour, Kevin Porter Jr. This chart right here tells you everything you need to know. He had a solid 19 points through the first 3 quarters, but look at that jump in the fourth. He poured in 13 points in the final frame alone, just elevating his game when the stakes were at their absolute highest. His final line was fantastic, sure, 32 points, but the real story is in the details. 13 of those points came in that crucial fourth quarter, and 10 of them came in just the last 5.5 minutes. He was, without a single doubt, the closer the Bucks desperately needed tonight. And all of this leaves us with one final thought. We just saw one incredible performance in one game, but could this be a sign of something bigger? Is Kevin Porter Jr.'s ability to just take over in these high-pressure moments the answer the Bucks have been looking for to push them to that next level? Well, as always, only time will tell.